Hey there, what's going on? Kate here from katemcshay.com, and inside of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 tips on how you can help transition your spouse from disapproving in your business to wholeheartedly believing you, having your back, and potentially joining you in running your business together. And at the end, I'm going to share with you a little secret and a little story from an extremely disapproving wife and how she turned into the CEO of her own company. So, couple of things. I hear this a lot, okay? I hear this from a lot of our students and teammates. You know, Kate, I've got a disapproving husband, disapproving wife, disapproving boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. How do I get them to believe in me and believe in my business? Because I feel like it's holding me back. Okay, cool. Great question. Definitely legitimate, especially when you're living with someone and they're watching you or not watching you build this business, right? And there's this expectation on, well, why aren't you making money? Why aren't you getting results? So there's a couple of things that I can share with you, okay? First tip that I would share with anybody that's more important than anything, and it worked especially for me, and I'll talk about that disapproving spouse story in just a second, but get your spouse, get your boyfriend or girlfriend to a live event with you. Okay, whether it's a Super Saturday event that you go to, whether it is a live, a live event for your company, whether it's a live event for the industry or for the profession that you're in, like just a generic internet marketing event, bring your spouse. Here's why, okay? They may not get all of the tactical or the technical information, but what you're doing is you're starting to surround them with other people that are in the profession as well too. Number one, it's important if you're building your business online, because a lot of times what they're gonna see is you hanging over your computer trying to do some work and it's not tangible to them, right? Most people see a business as a brick and mortar or as something that they can touch or they can see, and seeing a business through a computer is very difficult. However, when you surround them and you bring them to a live event with, number one, some of the most positive people, home business owners are some of the most positive, driven people that I've ever met. As well as they're gonna get a chance to talk to other people who are doing exactly what you're doing, who are either just starting out like you or not seeing too much success, or they're gonna also get to meet people who are highly successful in what they do. So there's gonna be more of a belief and an understanding and a reality around that. So number one, get to live events and bring your spouse with you. Second thing is your conviction in your business. Okay, now the next 2 are going to be about you, so make sure that you listen up. I mean, all 3 of them are, right? Get your spouse to a live event, but the second one is your conviction in where you're going to take this business. And not from the unrealistic standpoint of, I'm going to make 10K in my business and I'm going to do it in the next 2 weeks, but more the conviction on the belief in yourself and the belief that no matter what it is, no matter what struggles you're going to go through, what technological hangups you're going to go through, you are working through it and you're pushing through it, okay? Because one of the biggest things and common things that I see is people want a spouse that believes in them, yet they don't believe in themselves enough yet, right? There's a lack of self-confidence there. So when you have confidence and you have conviction and you're telling your spouse that I don't care what it's gonna do, I don't care what it's gonna take, I don't care if I have to work on the weekends, I'm gonna make this business happen because this is what I see for us and for our life and for the future. It's a very different standpoint than someone who's got their shoulders hunched over and are saying, well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I guess I can, go back to teaching, which was mine, or I can go back to this, or I can just get a job. Well, of course your spouse is going to say, well, yeah, and it's probably not going to work out for you, right? So if you have belief in yourself and the conviction, then your spouse will start to see that vision as well too. Third is implementation. And I say this over and over again in the majority of my videos is that nothing beats implementation. Yeah, and at some point there's going to be implementation, especially in the beginning, that isn't going to necessarily give you results. But if you're consistently taking focus-directed action, all right, that's going to be a difference. Bring your husband or your wife or whoever it is over your shoulder and show them exactly what you're doing, all right? Because more often than not, some of the common struggles are that your husband or your wife or your spouse, whoever you're living with, is watching you sit and watch webinars all night or watching you hang out on Facebook, okay? You need to bring them over your shoulder and explain to them why you're doing what you're doing. And if you're implementing and you're actually taking action on a strategy, they're going to start to see this vision on how things work. Okay, so the better that you can teach and explain it, and they don't have to know everything, but just to see that you're moving forward, that's going to be the difference. And so a lot of times people freak out because they're not getting results right away. Well, if you continue to implement, you continue to tweak what's working and what's not working, that's going to make the difference. Because here's my quick story. I, spoiler alert, was a disapproving spouse. I was a spouse who didn't get it. Okay, I have an absolutely wonderful husband who was working this business part-time while he was running a thriving full-time business. And I didn't get it until he took me to an event. I didn't get that I could be a fit for this business as well until I got to a live event. I didn't fully understand that these kind of people, these home business people, were the kind of people that I wanted to hang around with and I wanted to work with all the time. That gave me the belief in the vision. And even though there were really no results yet in our business, that changed everything for me. Okay. And what happened is it turned into me becoming someone who is now going to be a part of the business and help out my husband, to then becoming full-time and then becoming the CEO of my own company and my own products and services. And now Andrew helps me out part-time because he still has the choice to be able to work at a job that he loves. So what an amazing story and a transition, right? From that disapproving spouse to someone who's wholeheartedly wanting to work on the business and really taking over the business. Now, is that always going to happen? No. But when you bring your spouse to live events, when you have conviction in what you're doing, and when you are actually implementing, even if you're not getting results, your spouse will then start to see the idea of what's going on in this computer here. So I hope that gave you some value. I hope that gives you a little opportunity to kick it up a notch and really move that business forward, because I believe in you, and it's more about you believing in yourself and knowing that you can do this as well too. Okay, you can have that spouse that then starts to believe in you when you start really implementing and taking that business seriously. So comment below if there's anything else that's ever worked for you, or if you've had a disapproving spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend before, and then you've helped them transition into seeing the vision of your business as well too. Please comment below and let me know what's worked for you. And again, I hope that you got value from this. Share it with your friends if you feel like somebody else needs it. And I will see you on the next video. Take care.